Genesis chapter 27. Now Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, and he could not see. And he called Esau, his elder son, and said to him, My son? And he answered, Here I am. And his father said to him, Thou seest that I am old, and know not the day of my death. Take thy arms, thy quiver and bow, and go abroad. And when thou hast taken something by hunting, make me a savory meat thereof, as thou knowest I like, and bring it, that I may eat, and my soul may bless thee, before I die. And when Rebekah had heard this, and he was gone into the field to fulfill his father's commandment, she said to her son Jacob, I heard thy father talking with Esau thy brother, and saying to him, Bring me of thy hunting, and make me meats, that I may eat, and bless thee in the sight of the Lord, before I die. Now therefore, my son, follow my counsel, and go thy way to the flock. Bring me 2 kids of the best, that I may make of them meat for thy father, such as he gladly eateth. Which, when thou hast brought in, and he hath eaten, he may bless thee before he die. And he answered her, Thou knowest that Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am smooth. If my father should feel me and perceive it, I fear lest he will think I would have mocked him, and I shall bring upon me a curse instead of a blessing. And his mother said to him, Upon me be this curse, my son. Only hear thou my voice, and go, fetch me the things which I have said. He went, and brought, and gave them to his mother. She dressed meats, such as she knew his father liked. And she put on him very good garments of Esau, which she had at home with her. And the little skins of the kids she put about his hands, and covered the bare of his neck. And she gave him the savory meat, and delivered him bread that she had baked. Which when he had carried in, he said, My father? But he answered, I hear. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done as thou didst command me. Arise, sit, and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said to his son, How couldst thou find it so quickly, my son? He answered, It was the will of God, that what I sought came quickly in my way. And Isaac said, Come hither, that I may feel thee, my son, and may prove whether thou be my son Esau or no. He came near to his father, and when he had felt him, Isaac said, The voice, indeed, is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he knew him not, because his hairy hands made him like to the elder. Then, blessing him, he said, Art thou my son Esau? He answered, I am. Then he said, Bring me the meats of thy hunting, my son, that my soul may bless thee. And when they were brought, and he had eaten, he offered him wine also, which after he had drunk, he said to him, Come near me, and give me a kiss, my son. He came near and kissed him. And immediately as he smelled the fragrant smell of his garments, blessing him, he said, Behold, the smell of my son is as the smell of a plentiful field, which the Lord hath blessed. God give thee of the dew of heaven, and of the fatness of the earth, abundance of corn and wine. Abundance of peoples serve thee. Nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curses thee, and blessed be every one that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Esau had made an end of calling unto Isaac, and Jacob was yet scarcely gone forth from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory things, and brought them unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise, and eat of his son's game,
that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he answered, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath hunted game, and brought it to me? And I have eaten all before thou camest, and yea, he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly called Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made thee lord over thee, and all his brethren have I given him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob, because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau his older son were told unto Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself in resolving to slay thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise, flee to Laban my brother unto Laban. And tarry with him a few days, until thy brother's fury turn away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that thou hast done him that. Then will I send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I also be bereaved of thee both in one day? And Rebekah said unto Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take wife of the daughters of Heth, which are like these daughters of the land, what good shall my life be to me?
And let peoples serve thee, and tribes worship thee. Be thou lord of thy brethren, and let thy mother's children bow down before thee. Cursed be he that curseth thee, and let him that blesseth thee be filled with blessings. Isaac had scarce ended his words, when Jacob being now gone out abroad, Esau came, and brought into his father meats made of what he had taken in hunting, saying, Arise, my father, and eat of thy son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said to him, Why, who art thou? He answered, I am thy firstborn son, Esau. Isaac was struck with fear, and astonished exceedingly, and wondering beyond what can be believed, said, Who is he then that even now brought me venison that he had taken? And I ate of all before thou camest. And I have blessed him, and he shall be blessed. Esau, having heard his father's words, roared out with a great cry, and being in a consternation, said, Bless me also, my father. And he said, Thy brother came deceitfully, and got thy blessing. But he said again, Rightly is his name called Jacob, for he hath supplanted me, lo, this second time. My birthright he took away before, and now this second time he hath stolen away my blessing. And again he said to his father, Hast thou not reserved me also a blessing? Isaac answered, I have appointed him thy lord, and have made all his brethren his servants. I have established him with corn and wine. And after this, what shall I do more for thee, my son? And Esau said to him, Hast thou only one blessing, father? I beseech thee, bless me also." And when he wept with a loud cry, Isaac, being moved, said to him, "In the fat of the earth and in the dew of heaven from above shall thy blessing be. Thou shalt live by the sword, and shalt serve thy brother. And the time shall come when thou shalt shake off and loose his yoke from thy neck."
Esau therefore always hated Jacob, for the blessing wherewith his father had blessed him. And he said in his heart, "The days will come of the mourning for my father, and I will kill my brother Jacob."
These things were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob her son, and said to him, "Behold, Esau thy brother threateneth to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, hear my voice. Arise and flee to Laban my brother, to Haran. And thou shalt dwell with him a few days, till the wrath of thy brother be assuaged, and his indignation cease, and he forget the things thou hast done to him. Afterwards I will send and bring thee from thence hither. Why shall I be deprived of both my sons in one day?" And Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the stock of this land, I choose not to live." From PrayLamp. Peace be with you.